Taco Bell dropped some new heat. You know we had to come through and see what it was on. Let's get into this video. So Omar Apollo's Disha Hot Sauce. Mexican-American singer-songwriter. This is coming straight from their press release that Taco Bell had. Apparently this sauce was made in his family and passed down from generations. Again, coming from the press release. Anybody wants to argue? It's right on the website. So in order to get this sauce, you have two options. You can buy it a la carte, which costs a quarter or 20 to 25 cents, depending on location. Or you can get this Disha Hot Discovery Box. So for $8.99, you get a cheesy gordita crunch and 2 tacos. If you use the app, you can swap the tacos out. So I got both Doritos Locos Tacos Supreme. You also get a medium drink. You can also get large if you add on extra, but I just got everything as is, as well as an order of chips with either guacamole or cheese, or you can do a little cinnamon twist that I don't ever do. First things first, we're going to try. Where's my cheesy gordita crunch? Nope, those are both my tacos. Of course, the last one is the cheesy gordita crunch. We're gonna try our cheesy gordita crunch. I swapped my, damn, it's stuck to the wrapper. I'm in the parking lot, bro. How's it stuck already? We're gonna try our cheesy gordita crunch with this Disha hot sauce. Now, it says hotter in person. So am I. So this one just has the chicken, the cheese, the sour cream. I'm gonna put it right in the front just so I can get a bite, and then we'll try to spread it out after that. But there we go. That's some good ass sauce. Spice level, not crazy. It's not over the top. I would say hot sauce spicy, but what it really does have, and you'll get it right away, is a nice smoky taste. I'm serious. Again, Taco Bell for me, not the biggest fan, but it is upgrading this cheesy gordita crunch like you wouldn't believe. Me being me, I do wish that they did put a little more spice on it, but I can understand it because that smoky flavor is what you're really getting. And if you up the spice any more than this, it would probably take away from it just a little bit. Damn. Let me wipe my hand off real quick. Looked like I was at a puffy party. He's catching strays for the rest of this year at least. Make sure you get the chicken. Don't get the beef with this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad I ordered one extra one. I'm sure you can get this in a bottle somewhere. If you can, I would get it. I love that smoky flavor that you get, almost like a chipotle, but not with adobo, which is a strange one. But it works really well. I know it's not gonna be a permanent menu item, but I'll put it this way. If this sauce was on the menu forever, as in instead of the fire or hot or whatever, I would easily get this every single time. No joke. So I got some queso here, and I'm gonna squirt it in my car. Welcome to New Jersey, land of the sirens. It needs more. Hold on. There we go. Don't play with me. Let me get a little stir up. Now we got some smoky hot sauce cheese. Fantastic. Fantastic. Taco Bell ain't hit like this in a while. And that is largely because of that damn sauce. If you're a Taco Bell fan, again, keep in mind, spicy sauce, very smoky. If that flavor profile fits you, I would highly suggest that you go. And even if you're a person who likes hot sauces, again, it's not going to blow you away with how much spice it is. I still think it's very good, and I would suggest that you give it a shot, even if you get like a 20 cents and you just get a taco and try it out. No joke. The sauce, it is a fast food sauce because it's in fast food, so I'm going to put it on that scale. And on that scale, I would give it an 8.8 out of 10. It is delicious. My Taco Bell is hitting right now. But we also did get, because they brought back their Cheez-It menu, one of their Crunchwraps because they said they made some changes, and I'm interested to see how that worked out in the Crunchwrap. Fat Crunchwrap. So, it's a fat Crunchwrap. Taco Bell brought back their Cheez-It, and this time they said they added 2 instead of 1. Myself included, one of the biggest complaints that everybody had about the Cheez-It Crunchwrap was that it got way too damn soggy, and you could barely get the Cheez-It because it liquefied. So I think they took that feedback, and they added a second Cheez-It. So we're going to see if this worked. This is a monster Crunchwrap today. Yeah, immediately. My first one looked nothing like that. So, the Cheez-It is ever present and super crunchy. I also want to say that I added fries to this and switched it for the chicken because my back is large and I don't like their beef. That does help make it less soggy because I did get it with both last time. But I think you can it's crunchier than any Crunchwrap I've ever ordered. It was a smart, big-brained, and big-back move. What people were doing instead was they were getting a Cheez-It on the side and then sticking it in the Crunchwrap to make it less soggy. Adding the 2 immediately alleviate that problem. Try it with this Dish House. That really did change the game. It's super crunchy. I've never had a Crunchwrap where it was actually crunchy until right now. And adding double Cheez-It really brings home that kind of toasty, cheesy flavor that's in a Cheez-It. I'm here for it. Let's go. Come out with a little bit of that cheese mixed with the hot sauce. I haven't had Taco Bell that I've actually enjoyed like this in a very long time. Grab my Baja Blast. I'm going to give Taco Bell their flowers right now. I was a person who frequented Taco Bell in the 90s. I used to ride my bike to Taco Bell with $1, $2, get a couple of tacos because they were that cheap back then, 69 cents. For a soft. Or a, doesn't matter. So, over the years, their quality has fallen off of a cliff like you wouldn't believe. I'll be the first to say that. Is it still the best quality food? No. But I will give them their credit and their flowers for this. This year, they have tried to make a lot of changes to this menu. There's no denying that. Adding the Cantina chicken, bringing back the fries whenever possible. I know they're going to make this limited edition as usual. I did get some fries. Let's go in for some of that cheese with your sauce. Look how seasoned my fries are today. They was not messing around, whoever's in the back. They must be a new employee, because this seems like passion. They've brought out gelatos, even though it wasn't the best. They've brought out a lot of multiple limited edition items. They're still bringing out more, supposedly, as the year rolls on. They have a ton of options now that, again, it's Taco Bell. I'm not expecting 5-star Mexican food. It's fast food. But at the very least, this is not only edible again with the Cantina chicken, the fries, and the 2 Cheez-Its, but it's something that in fast food, I would genuinely go and get. Again, for people who think that I'm a corporate paid ad shill type of person, corporate people do not like me because I am brutally honest and I have laid into multiple, including Taco Bell in videos like this. But I'm going to give them credit where it's due. This has made Taco Bell for me somewhat on a fast food scale enjoyable again. That Crunchwrap for me was actually really good. And on a fast food scale, I would say it's damn near elite. I'm going to give it an 8.7 out of 10. It really isn't bad at all. But I wanted to have a conversation with you guys. Normally, I don't talk about subjects of said matter as much. But when it first happened, until today, there's been a lot of things that have come to light. And I've kind of been taking the strays at Buddy. So I'm actually going to address, I don't call him Diddy, I call him Puffy. He's always going to be Puffy to me. I don't give a what anybody say. That's his name. You can't just change your name and just say, no, only Prince can do that. You ain't that cool. As a person who grew up in the 90s, I grew up with Bad Boy, the record label, which obviously isn't what it was. But back then, growing up in the New York City area, Biggie, to Craig Mack, to Mace, and then to my preteen years, which was like G-Dep, Black Rob, you can throw the Locks in there. There was always little eras with Bad Boy. As a kid, young kid, I used to think Puffy was cool. Not the person, but the dude that was in the label and, talking and I didn't know him as, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like seeing him with Mace, and I loved Mace as a kid, bro. That's just real. So they were almost like the dynamic duo. When I got a little older and I watched the show Making the Band, this is all gonna make sense in a second. I really saw him in a different light. I saw a person who was not just demanding as a boss, but downright distasteful and rude to people who wanted to either work for him or already were. I don't know how old some of you guys are, but Farnsworth Bentley was a dude who used to follow him around with an umbrella. He used to talk to him like he was a kid. And it was unnecessarily. It was just because he could. And that's what I thought back then. You watched the show Making the Band, you saw him embarrass his artists to make good television in his eyes, reality television. I understand wanting to push your artist to work harder, there were scenes where he would try to get them to sing a certain way, and that wasn't the bad part. Making them walk to Brooklyn for a cheesecake, having them stand outside and rap the song to Juicy, talking about, I want mine done correctly. He was doing that because he could. He wanted to almost belittle them to make sure that they knew that he was who he was and they were who they were. That turned me away from being a fan of his back then. I didn't know anything, obviously, being that young, about the lifestyle that he was living. And then, towards the beginning of this year, things started to come out. But the year before, while I was on stream, he had two really weird moments that I started to say, something's not right with that dude. And I can tell you both. One was a situation where he was on the popular show Drink Champs, which I watch from time to time. I watched that episode. It was him, Fabulous, Jadakiss, Nori. Some of y'all might know who these people are, but they're all rappers. They were all popular when I was a kid, and it's cool to see all them kind of, I was like, oh cool, Jadakiss, blah, blah. Anyway, there's a point, because on Drink Champs, the whole point is to drink until, they drink a lot on those shows. There's alcohol over the table. The more inebriated he got, the weirder the conversations were. And there was a whole point where he said, and I quote, I swear to you, it made me throw up in my mouth. I was on stream like, how can you talk like that to another dude? He said, I like the way you be scrambling and scraping daddy. This is real. And I said, because even people make little jokes like that, because I get some people like that, he got that humor, that he wasn't really like joking, and you could see it in his eyes, and he was like, inebriated, so he started to talk a little weird. All right. I said, whoa. You could see everybody's faces change in the room. You could see the mood in the room change. Him talking about, how come you ain't gonna party with me? He said, I did. You came to my party. So I want to party with you. I'm like, something not right with that. That same incident, he ended up on a show called The Breakfast Club. They asked him about the situation, and he basically said it didn't happen. What? And then the second thing happened, which was, it just was weird. Look, I'm not the type of person that, I don't care what you do in your private time, but it just seemed like he had like a different, there was the Bieber thing, and that came later, I didn't see, and then I saw that later, and that was, but those are the two incidents on specifically. The second one was he had Meek Mill in a pool, and Meek Mill just looked like he was just not having a good time, and he said, you deserve it, daddy. Because you could do, like, I've never seen, it's not, something's just off. Then all the allegations came out, and at that point in time, when it started to come out, people asked me to speak about it, and I hadn't known what was going on. I just saw that his house was raided. And I said, okay, well, we'll see what happens. Lo and behold, 2 months later, the incident with Cassie that most people have probably seen, where he did some absolutely inhuman, despicable... I'm trying not to use harsh, like bad words in a sense, but I'm trying to find the right words. If you ever do that to another person, especially a woman, and you are a man, you're not a man. That's all I can say about that. If you saw the video, it was tough for me to watch, but I think I needed to see it to be like, whatever. So at this point, all bets are off, and I hope that everything that comes out in court, I hope that if they prove what they prove, they're talking and they can prove it, he deserves whatever is coming to him, because to be able to run around like that for the better part of almost 3 decades. Again, he started his ascent with Biggie was in the mid-90s. It's 2024. It's almost 30 damn years. He deserves whatever's coming his way. Well, I've held off on that because I'm the type of person that if I don't know about something, I'm going to try to, but I've seen enough, even if a quarter of those things are true. I'm sorry. It's absolutely gross. And I know there's people saying, well, why aren't they going after XYZ? That is an entirely different argument. He still did what he did. And if he did what they're saying he did, he deserves whatever comes his way. Doesn't mean other people don't. But some of the things that they're accusing him of, I never in a million years would think that a human being would do some of the things that he was doing. Including having an entire bathroom of baby oil. Whole bathroom. I've seen the picture at this point. No human... I could have made a slip... I could have made a slip and slide from here to Canada and not needed that much baby oil. So, now at this point, I just... It's almost disheartening for me to have somebody who's, as a kid, not necessarily I looked up to, but we was all walking around throwing our rollies in the sky and like, it's almost like I'm disappointed to think that, like, you never know about people, man. You never know. I just want to talk about it for once. I usually don't address situations like this, but truthfully, as a former young kid fan of his, it's like a Derek Jeter did something. You know what I'm saying? It's just so disappointing. I don't really like talking about subjects like that because it's kind of, I know it can be triggering because some people, if they've read the headlines or seen the footage, abusing somebody, doing what he did to somebody, to a lot of people, it's gross. It's gross. I don't know what to say about it. But sorry for that somber note at the end of the video. My Taco Bell today was actually really good. No joke. So, I'm keeping this one. And I'm going to see if they can sell, like, bottles of this. Because I actually really like it. I love smoky hot sauces. That's, like, my thing. So, that's going to end the video. I love y'all. Y'all be safe out here. And we'll be back tomorrow. More content. Men and hand signs. They made it to YouTube.